Today I'm going to talk about the KTM 890 Adventure compared to the KTM 890 Adventure R. I'll be talking about philosophy of use, weight, power, ergonomics, maintenance, dealer support, durability, reliability, track record, value for money, and intrinsic connection to the bike, and then finally tell you what I would do if I was to choose between one of these bikes. What would I do? So the KTM 890 Adventure, the last time I looked at this bike was when I was purchasing the Yamaha Tenere 700. At that point in time, it was called the KTM 790 Adventure. So they bumped it up, obviously, by 100 cc's. And with that increase in engine size from 790 to 890 extra cc's, they've also increased the weight. Now, the weight of this 890 Adventure weighs in at about 464 pounds, and the Adventure R is slightly heavier at 469 because it's got beefier forks. So it is higher. And it's interesting to note that now it's more heavier than my Yamaha Tenere 700, which is at 452 pounds. Now, horsepower on the 890 Adventure and the R version is the same. It's 121 horsepower, so they bumped up the horsepower. When I sat ergonomically, when I sat on the KTM, the regular version, I noticed I could flat-foot it. It's got about a 33.6 seat height, so I could easily flat-foot it. But when I sat on the Adventure R, it was definitely much taller. I could not flat-foot it. I had to tippy-toe on it. It is about a 1.5 inches higher than the regular version. So the road version is definitely more comfortable. And I'm about 6'1", 6'2" tall. One thing I do want to cover is the philosophy of use. When you get one of these motorcycles, the philosophy of use is really you're trying to get one motorcycle that can do it all, that can do on-road and off-road. So it's really, it's an adventure style bike with dual sport capabilities, off-road, on-road, and it's got but this bike, these two KTMs also have that sporting element to it because the KTM Heritage. It's got a really sporty, naked, hyper engine, so you get definitely some sports feeling on it as well. And the ultimate benefit you get from a one bike for all purposes, the fact that it is very comfortable to sit on, and you're in a comfortable riding position ergonomically. So you really could use this bike for pretty much everything. Let's talk about looks of the bike. Now, the the regular version, the KTM 890, it's, to me, I could get used to the look, but when you look at it, it does look odd because of the way it's designed with the fuel tanks lowered to the bottom of the frame, right? So it does look odd. It looks fat. When you sit on it, it definitely feels much fatter than my Tenere 700. It feels fat. It doesn't feel slim, and it looks odd. Now, you can get used to the look of it. You can definitely get used to the look. I think the R version looks better because it looks more meaner and bigger, although it's similar width, but it does look more meaner because it's got a meatier suspension, and it also has got beefier and meatier tires, block tires. Now, so really the regular version 890 Adventure is really good, better for road use. It's got the road tires, and obviously the R version is built for off-road because of its block tires. Now, the other thing I just want to comment on is durability and reliability of this, and I'll cover this in more depth when I compare it to the Yamaha. I don't want to compare it. I'm really comparing these two together. From a durability and reliability perspective, both have something that I'm concerned about is the fact that they do not come with Japanese reliability and Japanese quality. Yes, it does look good, but I've seen many threads and many forums where things break on the KTMs, and there have been some challenges with quality control that I've seen. Now, there's also talk about KTM CEO. Right now, these two motorcycles are built in Austria, but what they've talking about is the CEO is talking about potentially moving production to China. Now, that is, that is, I don't, to me, that is concerning because I would not buy, I personally would prefer a European build. If I'm paying this amount of money, I would prefer it being built in Europe versus something in China. Now, if you compare that to Yamaha, right, have you ever heard of a Japanese motorcycle shipping and outsourcing their productions to China? They would never do it. They would always build it in Japan. So that's why I think quality wise, I'm concerned about that. So that would be a kind of a negative for me. Now, in terms of price, the regular version of the KTM 890 sells for $13,099, and the 890 Adventure R sells for $14,199. These are US dollars. I live in California, USA. So which one would I choose? So that would depend on the price, right? So assume if I was not able to negotiate any deals, and I was going to be looking at getting MSRP for both, and then I would definitely get the Adventure R, because I think the $1,100 price difference is worth it for the R version. It's worth it. These suspensions make sense. Now, but if I was able to get the road version discounted and get it on sale, so much significantly lower than the asking price of $13,099. Say I can get up to $2,000 off that, or $1,500 off, then I would definitely consider getting the regular version over the R, because the R version hardly ever gets discounted. And the regular version, the entry-level version, has better road tires and better for the road, and you hardly spend a significant amount of time going off-road anyway. So those are my thoughts on these two bikes. Stay tuned for my next video. I'm going to compare these two bikes to the Yamaha and then really give a frank opinion which one makes more sense, which one would I would buy. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and stay tuned for my upcoming videos. Cheers.